When last we left Sean Hannity, he was promoting a conspiracy theory about the murder of DNC staffer Seth Rich last summer. Fox News subsequently retracted the false item from its website. But Hannity is not backing down. After the family of murdered DNC staffer Seth Rich pleaded with Sean Hannity to stop speculating about their son's murder, Hannity agreed to back off.
But I also promised you, my audience, my loyal audience, that I will not stop investigating. I will not stop asking questions.
Hannity was on defense after a week where his highly suspect theory about Rich's murder was under attack. Even the CBS Evening News weighed in.
Fox host Sean Hannity, a fervent Trump supporter, has become a driving force behind the story.
All the attention, especially from the mainstream media, rankled Hannity.
I have now been labeled by liberals, members of the Destroy Trump media, a conspiracy theorist. Why? Let me explain.
No, I think we can explain it. It's because you are peddling a baseless theory for political purposes, remember?
Now, if true, this could become one of the biggest scandals in American history and could mean that Rich could have been murdered under very suspicious circumstances.
After several advertisers bailed, Hannity claimed that financier George Soros and the Clinton Foundation were behind the boycott.
They have been listing every one of my advertising.
It was Media Matters listing his advertisers. And now Hannity is supporting a move to boycott Rachel Maddow advertisers, even though
I am against boycotts because it's only an effort to silence speech that other people don't like.
On that, we can all agree. You know, something has happened to Sean Hannity over the years. I worked there for a while, and he has a very reasonable attitude in person. You know, he's normal. I mean, he's a showman like Bill O'Reilly and others, but he's got this the left thing, the left, and, you know, it's nuttiness. And I almost wonder if he isn't falling into that Glenn Beck trap. I mean, Glenn Beck was a very successful entertainer broadcaster on Fox News. And Roger Ailes let him go, even at the height of his success, because he slipped into nutty. He was like the beautiful mind, you know, writing all over. It was just nuttydom. And I fear that Sean Hannity is tripping down that path himself.
Well, Beck was also done in large measure because of one of the first successful advertiser boycotts. And let me just say, I mean, you know, first of all, Sean Hannity is a conspiracy theorist. But I am really uncomfortable with these advertiser boycotts. When they're aimed at somebody like Bill O'Reilly because of his personal behavior, that's one thing.
Even that.
But, well, that didn't bother me as much as aiming a boycott at somebody simply because of the views he's espousing on his newscast, no matter how unfounded it may be. Because you see what happens. It's that we're going to target Sean Hannity, we're going to target Rachel Maddow. You know, companies ought to advertise or not advertise on the basis of whether it helps them sell their products or not. And beyond that, just stay out of it.
I agree with it. I think, you know, we were talking about ratings and how important it is, but let ratings speak, right? If the audience disagrees with what the tone of your show is, then let them do that job. I don't think, you know, that advertisers should be playing this role, which increasingly seems to be much more powerful than what it was in the past. And where will it stop? You know, if, oh, this person is a liberal person or conservative, and strictly on the basis of that, they'll start pulling their ads. And so I find that troubling. You know, for Hannity himself, he's not a news guy, right? No, so it doesn't bother me. If he wants to go off the reservation and do whatever it is that he wants to say, it's for entertainment. Yeah,
but it got seeped into the news.
It does seep into the news, but I just feel that it's what he does. Maybe he believes some of it. Maybe it's all about, there's this deep conspiracy. I think that a lot of these guys want to get ratings, bigger ratings. They feel that they always have to get close to the edge or go over the edge in order to get attention. And this, you know, in the past, it worked. Maybe getting all this attention will not be good because of the boycott element.
So I'm not really sure why he's pursuing the story. There doesn't seem to be any there. And I'm particularly troubled by his use of the term, if true. This would prove to be a bombshell that would bring down the world. That said, that is essentially what's happening in a lot of other stories, which we'll get to when I talk about my rants and raves. But it's essentially what's happening with the Russia story, right? If true that there was collusion, then it would be horrible. Well, there's no evidence that it was true. So that type of tactic, sadly, is used by a lot of journalists on both the left, right, and middle, and it shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be.
I think it's a pretty false comparison to compare a conspiracy theory alleging that a person was murdered by political forces with an actual investigation that led to the firing of an FBI chief and things. I think that's a false comparison. But Dan, you said that, listen to the ratings, let the ratings speak. I think in a real sense that's what's happening here, because Fox News, which has been the dominant force in cable news ratings for a very long time, slipped to third place in the all-important 25 to 54 demo recently. Rachel Maddow, his target of the moment, has the #1 rated show in total audience and in the demo in cable news. And I do think that Fox News, having lost most of its primetime lineup in the last 6 to 12 months, is trying to figure out what is the future. And they are seeing Alex Jones. They are seeing fringe elements of what you could generously define as conservative media, but is really better defined as conspiracy theory, extreme fringe media. These are people who are getting significant ratings, who are ratings in digital senses and in radio and television senses. And I think Fox, as an institution, and Hannity in particular, don't quite know how to deal with this new reality. And, I think it's a real question for the two Murdoch sons, who are going to have to figure out what the future of Fox News is going to be post-Roger Ailes and eventually post-Rupert Murdoch. There's been some talk that they want to lead the network into a more journalistically respectable direction. Well, this is an opportunity to
which is why I think 10 days ago it was already that they took that item down off their website, which was basically promoting this conspiracy
which was claiming
theory.
that there was a federal investigation that was happening this, which was not true.
Which is not true.
Yeah, and I think this goes beyond ratings and the entertainment value. I mean, I don't like boycotts, but on the other hand, this is really toxic stuff that he's promoting.
It's irresponsible.
It's completely irresponsible, and it's just really unfortunate that there's absolutely no adult supervision at Fox News.
Yeah,
I do feel that Sean Hannity and his colleagues probably do feel under siege, as most members of the conservative media do right now. I think because the left is coming after them with these boycotts. Now, two wrongs don't make a right, and Sean should not be promoting a boycott against Rachel Maddow. Nobody should be boycotted, right? As we've all said, if you don't like it, turn the channel. No boycotts. But for whatever reason, I think they feel under siege with everything that's happened at Fox News. He feels that he is the next in line that they're coming from. First they came for O'Reilly, then they came for, right?
This may be for other reasons.
No, of course. I'm just trying to get inside his head.
Hannity's insanity. It's like